Hola chicos, so let's discuss our final painting of the course and the second one that we are going to work on by Salvador Dali. Well, it is called Soft Construction with Boil Beans. It was produced in 1936, so that takes us to the alternative title, which is Premonition of Civil War. In 1936, the Civil War in Spain started. So, what about the artist's intention? What did he try to describe with this painting? It was actually painted a couple of months before the outbreak, and he was obviously foreshadowing the situation, trying to warn the Spanish country about what would happen if war happened, especially civil war. So he tried to represent this aggressive and very dramatic type of scene to represent the conflict that was about to happen. To do that, he used this body, very strange type of body that seems to tear apart himself. What did he decide for his painting's distribution? Well, the idea is that if you look at the painting, there are two monsters that fight. Maybe they're one. They seem to be the same body, but at the same time divided in two. So that takes us again to this idea of a civil war. So he tries to show this fight against equals and how pretty much as Picasso did to show that there are no winners. To do that, he represented the figures in an architectonic type of way, almost as if they were falling apart. And he tried also to create this idea of the loneliness with the man that is at the bottom left of the painting next to one of the hands. What about the use of the background? Well, it's also quite symbolic. There is this blue sky, this blue background representing Spain, and there seems to be like a storm approaching on the left top side of the painting, a little bit like the landscape by El Greco, very gloomy type of sky. And that contrasts with the ochres at the bottom and pretty much in the rest of the picture. So that takes us to the use of color and light. How is light and color used in this painting to emphasize this idea of horror and war that is about to happen? Well, there is a light sky, again, intense blue Spanish sky, contrasting with the ochres at the bottom, and how the Spanish future deserted land is going to look. It's all devastation, there's nothing, there is no life elements at all. And by using all these different elements that we have been discussing, he emphasizing certain aspects of the conflict. The figure is kind of human-like, but at the same time, he seems to be inspired by Goya, this grotesque type of face. We don't know if it's kind of screaming or maybe laughing at us at what's about to happen, this evil type of face. It seems to be about to fall apart, and there is this tension of all the elements, so that if one breaks or one loses strength, everything is going to collapse. So it's again this idea of the self-destructive idea of a civil war. And also, if you look at the shape of how is the body disposed in the painting, distributed in the painting, it looks as the same shape as the Spanish country. it's similar to the shape of the Spanish country. What else? We have the beans. The beans are in the foreground and there are very few to eat, again foreshadowing this hunger that comes with war normally. And they're there to tell us how we are going to be dealing with the future reality. Also the man, the loneliness, the hopelessness, maybe the idea of reason, he's going where? He doesn't seem to have a direction, but he looks sad and with no hope. What about this door box that seems to be supporting everything and maybe it's about to break? And also, where is this door or box leading us to? So, with this, we finish with everything that we had to discuss about Dali, about art in general. And I already mentioned this quote by Dali that says, "There are some days when I think I'm going to die from an overdose of satisfaction." Again, that's how I feel with you guys, how I felt, and how I will remember you. So thank you so much for a great semester. Thank you.